What's up, citizens of Gotham? My name is Graham Elwood. Hello. It's about 7:45 on the West Coast, 10:45 on the East Coast. Delicious vegan smoothie. I know we said we were going to do a game show tonight, but some guests couldn't make it at the last minute, and then I was scrambling to get some other people, and no one could fill it out. So we're going to bring Ron here in a second, and Ron and I got a little kind of a quiz show thing we're going to do. We'll talk about that in a second. Next week, we've got Lee Camp and Eleanor, the political vigilante game show. But Ron and I are going to introduce a new game show segment tonight. It's going to be fun, and then we'll answer some questions and just get nutty. So we've still been demonetized by Stalin Tube. So if you want to support the show, please go to rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. And if you do a tip, I will read your question just like I would with the super chat. How good is this smoothie? Very good. It's very good. I ran out of the power grains, which is this like thing of green, like spinach and kale and a couple other things, and I freeze it, but I ran out. I'm out of power grains, guys. I don't know what's going on. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, brain freeze. Oh, don't drink it too fast, guys. Oh. Boom. Robert Swanick, shave your knuckles for justice, Rob. Thank you so much. Or Bobby Swanick, for supporting us over on the Rockfin. Hello, everybody in the Rockfin. Hit the like button, whether you're watching us on Rockfin or YouTube. Bill Nye, the highest guy, Sandra Meyer, Jim Chimchuri, Melissa H, Glenn Hill, everybody over watching on the Rockfin. Sandra, shave your knuckles for justice. Shave your knuckles. Thank you so much for supporting our show. Riley Rage, Lucky Burrito A&M, Graham, Neville the Devil took a bath for you. Oh, thank you, Neville, for cleaning up. My show is the most watched by ferrets with hats of any YouTube show on the planet. Take that. Take that. So do me a favor, if you're watching on YouTube but especially Rockfin, share out that stream on your social media. Like share out the Rockfin stream. This is so goddamn good. Let's bring him to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Host of Get Your News On with Ron, contributor to the Jimmy Dore Show, and also writer of questions for the Political Vigilante Game Show. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Ron Placone.
What's up, Graham?
Not much, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm good, buddy. Did you ever, were you into Pete and Pete when it was on the air?
No, I don't know
that show. No, really? Oh, dude. Such a brilliant 90s show. Back when, back when MTV, I forget if Pete and Pete was MTV or Nickelodeon, but it was back when those networks had some pretty cool stuff, like back in the Rugrats era, which there was actually a lot of social commentary going on in those cartoons that get really overlooked. But
they hid a lot of stuff in there.
They really did.
All that stuff. They hid messages in there.
Rocko's Modern Life. There's a lot of stuff. But so Pete and Pete, it's about these two brothers, and they're both named Pete, and they're both gingers. And ironically enough, one of the Pete's is now, like, in real life, he plays in a band now. He's in like a touring band. But anyway, there's this one of the episodes. It's just, you don't know the show, it doesn't, but like there's one of these episodes where the big challenge is they're at their summer swimming pool, and the big challenge is this drink that they sell there, to try to drink it and not get a brain freeze, like to drink it as fast as you can, but not get a brain freeze. And it's just a really funny episode. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, check out Pete and Pete.
I will. The key with the brain freeze is to take your tongue and press it on the roof of your mouth and rub it back and forth. That warms it up.
Yeah, because they're sending messages to your brain too fast, and it causes pain.
Yeah, man.
So you slow it down.
How's your week been going, Ron?
Good, dude. I got a haircut today. Thanks for noticing and saying something. But
I did notice it. I was like, I think Ron got a haircut because I've seen a lot of your Instagram posts. I'm like, man, that hair is getting long.
It got really long. I have a friend who is a hairstylist, and he's been saying, he's like, dude, whenever you want, we just do it outside. Like I'll do that. And so finally I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we did an outdoor haircut.
Where do you go to a park, or how does this work?
No, we did it in I have a garage, and so we just opened the garage and then just kind of sat, like it was open, and then he just sort of cut my hair, and then I just swept it all up after. So it was all messed up and outdoors and stuff, and it's pretty cool. I think it's going to be a permanent thing, because that's one kind of nice perk about living near the beach. He's just like, you live here? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, you want to go for a walk on the beach? I was like, I'd love to. And he goes, yeah, we could just, I'll just do this from now on. I was like, great.
Oh, I know, man.
I mean, I pay him. It's not it's not like charity. Like I pay for my haircut, but he's like, yeah, I don't mind coming here. Like, we'll just, whenever you need a haircut from now on. It's like, great. That's one less thing I have to worry about, really.
Yeah. When you live at the beach, people always want to come visit.
I'm noticing that. Yeah, it is nice. Yeah, it is nice. I can get used to that. No, although, I mean, I'm actually very used to not going anywhere. I'm very used to that. But I can get used to, I mean, even people who I haven't seen in a while, our tentative plans are already, oh, I want to check out this brewery that's near you, and I want to have a beach day because I want to take my dog. So it is nice. I can get used to that. Just
wait till the summer. In the summer, man, I never leave the beach in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I never, because it'll be 82 degrees by the beach. It'll be 95 inland. And someone's like, I'm having a barbecue in Silver Lake. And I'm like, well, good luck. That sounds like a lot of fun. Too bad I won't make it. But
send me the Cliff Notes.
Yeah. Let me know how that works. Because I will be where it's breezy and delicious.
Yeah, it's fair, man. It's fair. Take your time. Do it. Live it up. Don't get a brain freeze.
I went on a bike ride earlier, so I needed a smoothie. Because I don't like eating a full meal before I do the show, but I don't want to be hungry. So that's why the smoothie is sort of the perfect middle ground.
Yeah, it gives you enough to get through it, but you're not full or bloated or anything like that.
Right.
That makes sense.
It's so good. Smoothies are just pure perfection.
Yeah, I mean, unless you fuck them up.
Yeah, unless you put a bunch of bullshit in there. What do you like in your smoothie, Ron?
A usual smoothie for me is raw spinach and kale, and then I do those acai mix frozen things. If you ever had those, like it's a bunch of fruit, and it just comes in like a frozen mix, and there's greens in it too, and they taste pretty good. So one of those. And then typically like 1 scoop of protein powder, and then just some frozen berries, or like frozen like citrus, like or like a pineapple, frozen pineapple, mango, that sort of thing. Just whatever I have on hand, frozen fruit wise. And then usually either juice or almond milk, or something like that, like oatmeal. Yeah, oat milk or something like that.
How do you like? I've never really done oat milk.
I don't know a whole lot about it. My wife wanted to get it, so we've had it, I think, once. But almond is the most typical for us. We'll usually go almond milk. But
It is. That's the way to go.
yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, I know it takes like a ton of water for almonds, so it is like an issue. But yeah, it's the way to go.
Yeah, almost would take a ton of water, but I think that's the deal with in California. So that's a legitimate concern and critique of almonds, but we haven't maxed out the efficiency of water in the state of California.
Right.
You know, like in Santa Monica, there is one, it's called SMURF, the Santa Monica Urban Runoff Facility, where they took one of those water, canals that every time it rains in Southern California, all this water goes into the ocean, and they collected it and cleaned it. But there's a bunch of other of these drains that go right into the ocean. And first of all, we start collecting every raindrop. Stuff like that. There's just like millions of gallons every time it rains that we could be collecting and cleaning and putting back into the water system. They've done it in, part of LA. Did it in LA for a while. Santa Monica, some other cities did it where you could either get for free or like for $100 or something, basically like a 50-gallon drum that has a water spigot at the bottom, and you put it next to your rain, like your gutter. And rather than that water just going back into the sewer, which eventually goes out to the ocean, you collect it. And then when it's not raining, on days when it's not raining, you water your lawn. So if we did that on a mass scale in California, not to mention waterless urinals and stuff that they've done. Again, the city of Santa Monica implemented those. Dual flush toilets, stuff like that. Encourage people to, and they've tried to do little programs like this in LA or whatever, but they're always short-lived, or the money's limited or something. Like Southern California is a desert. Like no one should have a big grassy lawn. You know what I mean? Like if you've ever been to Arizona, most people don't have lawns at all. They have it looks like desert. They have succulent plants and stuff like that. So if they just did that on a mass scale in California, then they would have way more water. And the almond issue wouldn't be that severe. It wouldn't be that bad.
No, I get it. And plus it's like, I mean, you do the best you can, but yeah, it's especially when you see, you walk around, especially in the summertime, and you see these sprinklers watering the cement, and you just think, what a freaking waste.
I know.
Like there should be some, people should get like a fine or something when you're doing that. Although a lot of times, and this was back when I lived in Pasadena, a lot of times it was like the city's sprinklers. Right. Like it was like the city sprinkler. And I'm like, how are we? Yeah, this cement is getting plenty of liquid. The cement is getting what the hell? It's not, none of this is hitting grass. None of this is anywhere close to grass. Who measured this out? Who did this? Who made this decision?
It's so doable because I remember in the really bad droughts we had in like 2014, 2015, at the time, the governor was Jerry Brown, and he implemented a lot of these measures and stuff like that. And the state reduced its water consumption by about 10 to 20%, which was massive.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even as much as we could have done. It didn't have the mass projects that I'm talking about. And yeah. Anyway.
Well, Newsom gets it. I mean, he's a good guy. He's a green governor, that guy.
Oh, they're so great, the Democrats. Oh, and their democracy that they give all of us. We're so lucky to have them. Setchimo Cantanella, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for supporting the show on the Rockfin. Just bought my first $100 worth of Bitcoin today. Congratulations. Quite a bit of info to get my head around. Finally dipping my toe in the water. Wish me luck. Well, it was a little bit of a dip last week, and then it peaked up to 60,000 again, and that's dipped back down to like 57 today. So you're buying at a great time. I'm telling you, as soon as I get my stimulus check, it's going into crypto. I think I'm going to buy $1,000 in Bitcoin and $400 in Ethereum. I think it's what I'm going to do. And I want to let it sit there and just see like how much it just fucking pumps up. Kyle Rose, what blender makes the best vegan smoothies? Would a blender handle a splash? Would that blender handle a splash of Bacardi? Well, that's not a vegan smoothie, friend. That's a cocktail. I like the Ninja blenders the best. But you know,
the answer to that question is yes, it would. And I mean, that's technically not a vegan smoothie anymore. If you want a splash of Bacardi, put a splash of Bacardi. It's okay. Live a little. Don't let Buzzkill Magoo ruin it for you. Enjoy your splash of Bacardi. I've done it. We've all done it.
This is Smoothie Talk with Buzzkill Magoo.
That's called a cocktail, sir. You're not in the club anymore.
You can't call it a vegan smoothie if there's Bacardi in it. Okay. Now you're drinking a tropical holiday drink on a vacation. That's not a vegan smoothie.
It would still be vegan though, wouldn't it? I mean, isn't rum's vegan, right? Like there's I think so.
Right?
I'm pretty sure.
Sure. It's not, rum is just made from, I don't know, what's it made from? Rum berries or something? How do you make rum? I don't even know how you make.
The pirates do it, but there's no. No, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure there's no. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
the pirates do it. I'm sure most pirates are pretty vegan, so I mean it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yar, only smoothies for me, no cocktails. Yar, matey.
Yar, is that cashew milk, matey? Yar.
Exactly. No, I think most liquors are vegan. Like I'm pretty sure most of them are. Like there's just no. I mean, most beer is.
Yep. Most beer is not gluten free though.
That's true.
A lot of weed in there.
Yeah.
This sounds like horrible drive time radio talk. Really. Curtis Kraus, Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for supporting the show. Snork Y2K, Fair Wink, Fart Wink 2024. Blink your eyes and smell the corrupt politicians. And the smells of corrupt politicians go away. Great campaign, Snork. Mitch, I'm on board with that. I'm totally on. Rum smoothie is vegan. We have that confirmed in the chat.
There we go.
Even from
I feel like I'm gonna have one now.
Well, yeah, especially
that's gonna be my post show activity. I'm gonna have a smoothie with a little splash of. I actually don't think I have any rum. I'm more of a whiskey guy. I'm not a big rum guy. I mean, I don't dislike it. It's just not my weapon of choice.
I'm gonna go to a bar that serves tropical drinks and yell, "That's not a vegan smoothie! You're living a lie!" And then just
leave.
Yeah, just leave.
I was like, who's that guy?
What a dick.
Has he been in here before? Was that the same guy that was yelling about how much water almonds take? Something about collection in Santa Monica? What is that guy's deal? Like, who is he? Trying to bring a comedy show to us? I don't know what that guy's deal is. I don't know what he's
a weirdo. Didn't we see him ride by before on his beach cruiser with a surfboard attached to it? Like what?
It's so if you see him on the waves, he's smiling, but anywhere else, he's just ranting about something, that guy.
Yeah, he makes no sense. He's out of his mind. I'm getting a phone call from my web designer, which I'm not going to take, but it reminds me of the fact that the Political Vigilante merch store is almost done, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be some fantastic, like that logo, the PV logo that's in the corner of the frame is going to be on t-shirts, coffee mugs, and laptop covers, iPhone covers, and I think and an apron. So
to make your vegan smoothie or cocktail, you can get an apron.
Well, technically, if you're putting alcohol, it's not an apron, Ron. It's a bartender's.
Right. Well, it could double. It could still be the same article of clothing. I have a web store now too, over at romplacone.com.
Nice.
I still got to make sure everything's copacetic and like test it out officially, which means my wife is going to order a t-shirt. We're going to make sure it works.
Yes.
But yeah, romplacone.com got the web store too.
Oh,
it's just
for it.
because there's that year's worth of t-shirts that never saw the road. There's all 2020 t-shirts. They're still just hanging out in that garage where I got my haircut today because they didn't they never got on the road.
So while you're getting your haircut, you're like, oh wow, those boxes of shirts. Maybe I should do something with those.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were making small talk, and he goes, "Yeah, man, what a year." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a few things that didn't happen at all."
Yeah, like those 5 boxes over there.
All those t-shirts, yeah, they shouldn't be here anymore. They should all have happy homes in other parts of the country.
I was watching this documentary series, Last Chance U on Netflix, and they have a basketball one. And here comes a spoiler alert. So if you're going to watch it, spoiler alert, big spoiler alert coming. Anyway, it's this doc series and they're getting ready. You followed them all season, and these guys are in junior college, and this is their last chance to get a Division I scholarship. And they've had tough childhoods and crime and bad grades and, parents getting sick or whatever. And so they're like, that's what junior college is. It's like your last chance,
Right. Yeah.
And they're going to go to like the finals, and you see it's a spoiler, but it like if you're paying attention to what's happening, because it's the 2020 season and they're playing in January and February, and you're just like, oh man, this is where this is going. And then they just get, and you watch them go through this. And they're like, well, our tournament's still happening. And then they're like, oh man, the Big Ten canceled, the Pac-12 canceled, this tournament canceled, that tournament canceled. And you're just like, God, I know how this is ending. And when they're like, they're literally on the bus, and the coach comes on and goes, sorry guys. And then they go in the locker room, and everyone's crying and stuff. And I started crying just because I was like, it's been a year, man. And I remember last week was the year week. I mean, I remember driving to Jimmy's on Wednesday, March 11th to do Jimmy's show. And you and I had a red eye that night to fly to Florida to do our tour. We were going to do shows on the 12th, 13th, and 14th in Florida. We were so pumped to go back there. And I remember driving to Jimmy's that afternoon. And I was like, if any of the sports leagues cancel today, it's over. And we did the live stream with Jimmy, and we were like, COVID was like, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. We got shows this weekend. Everything's still going. And because we specifically asked Jimmy, hey Jimmy, can we come on a couple weeks prior, to push our shows for Florida? And I drove home afterwards, and I was eating dinner, watching spring training. The Cubs were in spring training. And it was about 7 o'clock, 7:30 or something like that. And I wasn't going to leave for the airport till 10:30 or 11, whatever.
Yeah, we had a super late red eye. Because I remember I got out of the shower and you called me because I was just getting ready, and it felt like I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. And then you called me and you said that the NBA canceled their season. And then we checked in with the venues, and everybody was kind of like, I don't know what we should do. I don't know. And then, we kind of made the call to cancel, which technically we still could have done those shows. I don't think we went on lockdown until was it that Sunday or Monday? But there's a chance we could have gotten stranded. We could have gotten stranded in Florida.
We were talking, we started to see shit happen in Florida that weekend. After we canceled, we were kind of like, man, I'm glad. But I remember that whole week. So we canceled Wednesday, the 11th. The 13th, since we canceled our shows, we went to Jimmy's and did Jimmy's show on Friday the 13th.
That's right.
And stuff was starting to get canceled that whole week. And I remember Jimmy was in the show and he was reading statistics about if 1% of the population gets it, there could be 1 million to 2 million deaths. And I remember him reading that and we were just like dead quiet. There was like this long pause where we were just all in Jimmy's garage, live streaming going. And I was like, and then Steph, we all said goodbye to each other. And then we all kind of looked at each other knowing, I don't know when we're going to do this again live. That was the last time I was on the Jimmy Dore show live.
Right. Oh yeah.
Like in person. In person.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it hit me until I think like by the end of March. Cause even then I was like, it might be a weird couple weeks. We'll see.
Yeah.
And then by the end of March, it was like, this is something. I don't know when, maybe fall. And then fall came and it's like, maybe I guess we're just in this until it's over. I mean, it's, and now it's, I don't know. I mean, I don't take anything for granted now. I mean, I know the vaccine's getting around and that's good, but I'm not counting. I mean, what's the phrase? Counting the eggs until they hatch. And I'm kind of, I wish we were a little slower about things because I feel like we fumbled at the 2-yard line before. Yeah. And in some ways, I feel like we're about to do it again. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope there's nothing to that. It's just me being overly cautious. But I mean, I don't know.
You're right. And that I remember we did Jimmy's show March 13th. The 15th was the debates, the final debate between Biden and Bernie. And that was our final time. That was the final time I had an in-person guest because we were at All Things Comedy watching the debates. And then we went live afterwards. And Kim Iverson was supposed to be there in person, but she wasn't feeling that great. So she Skyped in. And so that was the last time we did the show in person. Aaron, the producer, it's the last time I saw him in person. The last time I was at All Things Comedy Studio was a year ago. And I remember we were talking about the debate and how Bernie dropped the ball and this and that. And then I remember Kim Iverson picks up her phone and goes, "Oh, Garcetti just announced full lockdown for Los Angeles beginning midnight tonight." And it was like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. I remember that text and wow. Yeah, it's like a really weird dream almost. Like the whole thing, nuts. You know what I mean? It's just, sheesh. I mean, when you like take a step back and really go through it all, it's like, it's kind of overwhelming. But then at the same time, it's, well, we're a resilient society in many ways. I mean, we're still trying. I mean,
I know,
but.
And it's like, I remember that. And then just going, okay. And I went live like every day that week. And then you and I started doing the Zoom shows on Saturday nights. We did 7 of them in a row or 7 weeks or 8 weeks in a row or something like that.
Yeah, we thought, I mean, even then I thought, I was like, yeah, this will be, okay. Yeah, we'll do these for a while. This thing will probably be, then eventually it's like, yeah, this thing's not ending anytime soon, but we can't do these every Saturday.
I know. We did them for 7 weeks in a row or 8
7 weeks.
It's 7 weeks in a row.
And that was before a lot of people were doing Zoom shows, by the way, just a small aside there. Most people weren't doing them yet. We were among the earlier, because people are, like some comics, how are you guys doing show? I'm like, we're doing shows on Zoom.
Yeah.
Like, you mean actually? Like, yeah, we're doing shows on Zoom. They're like, how are you and Graham Elwood still doing shows? I'm like, we're doing them on Zoom. Yeah. Now everyone has a Zoom show, but
everyone has a Zoom show. We were charging tickets. People are like, you guys are charging money? What? We're like, yeah, we lost a bunch of road dates. We got to make money. Like, and I remember, we canceled the Florida run, and then after a week or two, then we canceled the next month's run, and then we canceled in April. We had canceled the Seattle Portland run, and then we had some shows in May we canceled, and we were like, we're going to reschedule them for the fall. Remember, we thought that we were
going to reschedule almost everything in the fall and just have a busy fall, and then I think it's, well, I want to say it was June when we were finally just like, we're just going to reschedule. It was
next year. It was DL Hughley. I remember because
DL Hughley, because we would have been there.
Yeah. because we had dates.
we would have gotten COVID. Like, there's no doubt.
Yes.
We would have gotten COVID,
Yeah.
both of us, and we would have been stranded in Tennessee with COVID.
Yeah. With COVID.
Because we were supposed to, for anyone who doesn't remember this, which I don't know why you would unless you're Grammar myself, but we were supposed to be the matinee show at Zany's in Nashville, and they were still doing shows, and they invited us to still come. We decided, no, we don't think it's safe. We're not touring. We're canceling. We might reschedule for later in the year, but we're definitely canceling through June. And we'll see what happens in July, because we were wondering what was going to happen with the DNC conference.
Yeah.
Because we were supposed to be in Milwaukee, and we were going to do a show in Chicago, because that was where the conference was going to be. And so we were waiting to see what happened there. And we got news that D.L. Hughley, who was in Nashville, that's the same time as us and was the night shows, collapsed on stage at the same club, at the exact same club. So we would have been sharing the same green room as him. He collapsed on stage from COVID. And yeah, that was around the time where we said, okay, it's over. This year is over. And thank goodness we decided not to do those shows.
Yep. We still had on the books, and it was May. So everything had been shut down March and April and May. And in May, some states were like, oh, we're opening back up. And Zany's emailed us and said, the governor of Nashville we can open up in June. And we were like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. And when D.L. Hughley collapsed on stage, I remember they were having like a pasta and Fee and everyone, the convo couch at their house. They had a big outdoor barbecue, and it was kind of fun. It was like outdoor. Everyone was wearing masks and social distance, but it was like first time we'd all seen each other in months. Mm-hmm. And D.L. Hughley had just collapsed. Yeah. And you and I, it was at that outdoor thing where I was like, dude, that could have been us. Let's just scrap the rest of the year. I go, we were like you said, the fumbling on the 2-yard line, we were talking and I was like, this country's just going to open and close too soon. And this state's going to do that. It's just going to be done. I go, it's going to be like this. It's going to be this open and close shit for a year. And we said that last June. We're like, this is going to be a year, this shit. And that's what happened. And
so we'll be back when we can be back. Yeah. Hold tight. Yeah. If we were going to come to your city, we will get there. But when that's going to be, hopefully sooner than later. But no one knows. Nobody knows. No one knows.
Well, that was what happened a year ago.
What a year.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah. I was just talking. Yeah. It's nuts. 336 people watching. Please hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on the YouTube. Let's get the likes up over 200. There's only 186 likes. Please do that. If you're watching on the Rockfin, hit the like button over there, ladies and gentlemen. I'll read a couple of live chats, and then Ron and I are going to do our new sort of game showy thing. Jim Garrett said, shave your knuckles for justice. I make my own smoothies, but sometimes I throw in a little bit of Jack. That's not a smoothie. If you put it, it's a vegan smoothie. It's a Jack Daniels frozen cocktail. That's what that is.
You have nothing to be ashamed of. Do you? I'm with you. This is like the can cats have a little salami, and you're like you're the anti-salami, and I'm like the cats can have a little salami. Do you remember that meme?
No,
you don't. All right. I actually have no idea where it comes from, but there was just this thing where it's like, can cats have a little salami? And like, it's like cats can have a little salami. I actually don't know. I don't know where it originated from or what it even means exactly. I mean, I guess it could be, hopefully it's not like code for something terrible. And I was just taking it literally this whole time. If it is, I retract everything. I'm pretty sure it's not, but
is it just like cats like shouldn't eat salami? Like it's not good for them, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like a joke. Like it just something that sprouted up online somehow. But just for the record, if anyone's actually curious, I would never give my cat salami in a million years. I would never. I don't think that would not be good for her. I would never give her that. I would give her fish or something like that, or I would give her. I mean, her food has fish and chicken in it and stuff like that, but I don't think a processed thing like that would be good for your cat.
Would you pour whiskey into her smoothie?
If she wanted it. I mean, there'd be no judgment coming from me if she wanted a little whiskey in her smoothie.
Lucy, you need a little pick me up, a little something to get you through the evening there, Lucy. A little something, so you're not. So
sometimes
all right.
One time she was sniffing around like cannabis, which made me really nervous. I'm like, no, you have your own version of that. It's called catnip. And if you want some of that, I'll give you some, but stay away from daddy's catnip. That's the human stuff. I'll give you some of yours and we can all have a good time, but that's not, I don't think that's good for you.
Stay away from daddy. Stay away from daddy's catnip.
That's the human, the grown up human stuff. I'll give you yours.
Oh, what was that? What was that? What band made that album? Stay away from daddy's catnip. Who was that? Was that?
That was some early Green Day, I think. It was before. It's back in the early Gilman Street days. No one knew who they were. They were just these skinny teens. Everyone's like, "Who are these guys? What are they all about?" Singing about catnip and stuff. No one knew what they were going to go on to be. From "Don't Take Daddy's Catnip" to "Stadiums," which is actually the title of their biography that you can get. The audiobook is read by Johnny Rotten. I don't know.
If you weren't laughing, I would believe all of this. That's okay.
You didn't know about that? That was before Smoothed Out Slappy Hours. That actually is kind of the name of their first album. That I'm not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like 1039 Smoothed Out Slappy Hours or something like that. I think they were like 18. So, what are you going to title an album if not after jerking off? I mean, what else are you going to do when you're.
I would have thought Smooth Out Slappy Hours was the joke title. And then
Daddy's Catnip.
Daddy's Catnip was the real one.
No, Smooth Out, that's the actual title. It's a good album. I mean, I loved it growing up as a kid. And yeah, but that's what it's called.
Oh, God. This is going to dovetail nicely into our new game show segment.
When they matured a bit, Graham, they started using more adult titles for their albums, like Dookie. So it's
right.
Definitely,
Yeah, Dookie was pretty amazing.
Fantastic album. Yeah.
Melissa H, thank you for supporting our show, Melissa, over on rockman.com. Cryptocurrency, you should have a political vigilante tea koozie available. That I don't know if we're going to have, Melissa. Lucky Burrito A&M, boom. Oh, never the devil. I have a parrot named Peaches. Do you guys just live in a pet store? Like, what are you guys doing? Who also watches your show, and he laughs along with us. He's a cockatoo.
That's so cool.
So you have, a very diverse audience. Yeah. Ferrets and cockatoos don't watch TYT. It's a good point.
It'd be awesome if he started repeating stuff. Like if they come home and their parrot's like, capitalism's the problem. Abolish the police.
And the kleptocracy. Like, oh, wow.
General strike.
General strike. Get your cockatoo to say that and then put that on social media. Do that right now.
That will go viral.
Nico Multaloa. What's up, Nico? Hey, Graham, big fan of the show. I don't know if you take guest Rex, but Dr. Shiva Andurara, I know I mispronounced that, would be an interesting guest. He studied systems biology at MIT and is an immune system expert. So good for COVID. He also has the only election fraud lawsuit that hasn't been dismissed. He ran for Senate in Massachusetts. So that is pretty relevant too. He gets called a conspiracy theorist because he punches back. Continued. against the official narrative a little bit. I don't endorse all of his views, but I think you would be a good. It would have good questions for him, and would be a fantastic. You got it. And then you save his email. Awesome. I like that, Nico. Oh, that's a good idea. Robert Gilbert, enjoying the conversation. Boom. Thank you, Robert. All right, so let's do this, Ron.
Yeah.
So let me get this. Let me get the live chat over here. Boom. So normally on Thursdays we do the game show, and like I said tonight, just some booking issues just didn't work, and so next week is Lee Camp and Eleanor. The week after that, I believe, is Jordan Sheridan and Jen. Depending on their schedule and stuff. And I know Jen has been kind of still like long haul fighting COVID, which just sucks. I hope she's getting better.
Yeah, she had some kind of I think it was a lung issue that you can get from. Yeah, I mean, if you follow her on Twitter, she's been documenting it really well, which is, educational. But it's Jen's a wonderful human being and a brilliant journalist, and so hopefully she makes a full recovery very, very soon. And it's been a very big bummer, to say the least, what's been going on. And screw you, Rudy Giuliani. Screw you.
God.
Because that press conference was how she got it. And they knew. Yeah.
What a piece of shit, Rudy
Yeah.
Giuliani is.
Yeah, he sweats shit, literally.
Yeah, literally. Oil leaking out of his...
Yeah, there was just turd oil leaking off of his face.
Ugh. What a greasy weirdo.
He's like if constipation was a person. Like, he just looks like just walking constipation. Like, if you ever put too much Bacardi in your smoothie and it just causes a little indigestion, that's whatever happens the next morning is a Rudy Giuliani.
My web designer is texting me right now because she is test purchasing on the grahamelwood.com website. So this should be up and running soon, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do flat rate shipping. Everything's just going to be $5. Anything you buy is going to be, shipping is going to be $5. And we're using on demand. So the good thing about on demand is it's a little better in terms of, all right, we're all set for US and Canada. It's a little better in terms of carbon footprint because you don't have to, like Ron has, and I have too, I sold them all over the summer mainly, but you got all these extra t-shirts and it's like, what do you do with them? So on demand is a little easier. And the great thing is too, it's better for you guys because it's got all these different color choices and sizes, like extra small to 3X or 4X or whatever. So maybe some of them only go to 2 or 3X, but like all the way to 3X, which I don't have the money to buy, 5 different colors and all these different sizes. That it's just too much to lay out. And then you always have extra 3 extras and small, like you always have all these extra sizes that you never sell, or it takes forever to sell. This way on demand, there's no merch sitting there that doesn't get sold. It's great. And I can put the logo on more cool stuff. So, and then the company that does it, Printful, they're a big company. So they're actually better suited for any sort of like customer service issues. You got the wrong size, or it was shipped to the wrong place, or maybe it was broken when you got there. They can handle all that versus me fumbling around, taking shit to the post office. It's just better. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's my web designer saying that it's set for USA and Canada. Hold on, I'm live now. Will call you. All right. So anyway, back to the game show thing. We've done 3 already. We want to try to keep doing it every Thursday. In April, we might go to like every other week just because it's a lot of time to book guests and stuff like that. But don't touch daddy's catnip, someone said in the chat. I love that phrase. Don't touch daddy's catnip.
That's right.
So, we've been having so much fun with the game show, and we're going to cut together a little, like what they call a sizzle reel in show business and try to sell it as a TV show. Maybe we'll be in production in the summer or fall when things open up. Even if that doesn't happen, we're going to do this game show on a soundstage with an audience in some form or another when things open up like that. I just love this idea, and I want to do it. And so
we'll let you guys know.
Yes.
Because you could be in that studio audience, presumably. I mean, hopefully that's going to be a thing again someday.
It will, presumably.
It's got to be.
It's going to be.
Gotta be.
Look, pandemics happen. They've happened in the past. They've happened again. They usually take about 2 years to figure out the vaccine and get done. And this is just how this is how it works. So, it first hit America in November of 2019. So,
we're almost there.
We're almost there. So when everything does open up, and if we don't get, a network to give us money to do everything, I'm confident I'm going to be able to do it myself. And it'll be a little more pared down, but we'll do it in a club or a sound, someplace like All Things Comedy, and we'll have a cool little studio audience, and we'll have a cool little set, and it'll be a blast. Like, I want buzzers, I want theme music, I want all that game showy shit, man.
Graham Elwood.
Yeah, it's the Political Vigilante Game Show with your host, Graham Elwood. Like, I want all that stuff. So we're always trying to think of, because it's we're also realizing in these first 3 episodes that we've done, it's a lot of questions to burn through, and Ron's writing all the questions. I've come up with some of the categories, and it's a lot of questions to burn through. So we're always going to try to come up with new categories. We've got Republican versus Democrat. We're going to have a new category that's going to be, is this from the Bible or state law?
Mm-hmm. Religious law or state law? Where is this a law in a state, or is this a law that's attached to a religion of sorts? And then a bonus point if you can name which book it is from. Is it from the Bible? Yeah, that's a fun category. And I never realized how many freaking ridiculous state laws there are.
Oh, dude.
There are so many. I mean, tune in next week, because I found some stuff that you're going to learn about next week. We're even writing this stuff. I'm like, no one's going to believe this. But this is a thing. This is a real thing. This is a law. Telling you. Tune in next week to learn more.
Yeah. Yep. It'll be a lot of fun. Somebody just put in the chat, who wants to punch a millionaire? That's funny.
We just need to find some volunteers.
So when the guests kind of fell out today, I was like, let's do this. Since Ron is very knowledgeable about music, and I don't know much about music at all, and I'm very knowledgeable about movies, and Ron doesn't know much about movies at all. We've come up with a category called "You Should Know This," and one of us, for an example, Ron will sing a lyric or something from a song, maybe an album or whatever, and it should be really obvious that I probably should know, but more than likely won't. And so, and then I'm going to do something like, I'll say a line or something from the movie and maybe let the person guess, was it this, was it that? So we're going to do that. You should know this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Political Vigilante Game Show with your host, Graham Elwood. Hi, everybody. I'm Graham Elwood in beautiful Gotham Studios, just outside of Wayne Manor. We are doing the Political Vigilante Game Show and this new segment called You Should Know This. And Our two subcategories are movies and music. So Ron and I each have to, on the honor system, when we're the contestant being asked the question, we can't look in the chat because some of you might know it and put it in the chat. So Ron, you have to honor that. The chat.
Yeah.
So if I look here, you know I'm looking at the chat. Someone in the chat just put, only a ginger can call a ginger, Perth boy Tim. Thank you, buddy.
Non-gingers have called me a ginger before. I don't mind it.
It's all right. I got family members that are gingers. So I feel like I can, like I'm allowed to say that. All right, Ron, let's do our first one. Would you like to be tested first, Ron, or would you like to test me?
I want to be tested first.
All right, Ron Placone, you should know this. I will read a line of dialogue from a very significant movie. You name that movie. This is dialogue between two characters. Character 1, are you an assassin? Character 2, I'm neither. No, excuse me. Sorry. Let me do this again.
Are you still in the character now, or?
No, we're starting from scratch. I screwed this up. New category, ladies. This is going to take a while. All right. New character 1. Are you an assassin? Character 2. I'm a soldier. Character 1. You're neither. You're an errand boy sent by grocery clerks to collect a bill. Ron Placone, what movie is that from?
So that is 007 GoldenEye. Like the bad guy said that to James Bond, and then James Bond was like, "Oh, no, I'm no clerk, shaken not stirred." And then he got on a plane, right? I gotta be close.
Wow. No. GoldenEye. So I'll give you.
All right, it was Dr. No then. It was an older Bond film. It was for sure a Bond movie. I know this. It's got to be.
Okay, so I'll give you a hint. It's from the 70s, and it's not a Bond movie.
All right, well, still could have been. Those were the 70s, weren't they?
Yes, there were James Bond movies in the 70s. Dr. No came out, I think, in 1964, 65. So there's been Bond movies since the mid 60s.
You know who one of the people that character was based on, James Bond, was Hoagie Carmichael, who's a musician, tying in movies and music.
Wow. Oh.
See, I know a couple random things. I can make up a wrong answer and then tell you a fun fact about that wrong answer. That I can do.
No,
give me a hint. Give me a hint.
Okay. Do you want either a statistical hint or say one of the lines in the character's voice?
Oh, all right. Do the character's voice.
Okay. This is from character 1. You're neither. You're an errand boy sent by grocery clerks to collect the bill.
Is it The Godfather?
Ooh, Ron Placone. Close.
Godfather 2.
This'll same time era. You're in the right time frame.
But it's neither of those movies.
Not those movies.
Okay. All right. Geez. But it's in that vein. I'm like getting warmer.
You're so warm. It's crazy.
Is it Goodfellas? I mean, I don't know. Like I'm trying to stay in that genre.
Now you're colder.
Sopranos. That's my final answer. It's
That's
got
a
to
TV
be.
show. That's not a movie.
I
So now we're getting further away. So
Scarface.
Ron, stop. Ron, stop. You're killing me. This is hurting my ears. Ron, I'm going to need you to please stop what you're doing.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's
oh my
be.
God, Ron
Placone,
I'm going to need leave the program. Ron, I need you to go. So let me ask you this question, Ron. This is fantastic. This is why this category is fantastic. The chat, people are losing their minds. When I read it, what made you think it was Godfather?
Because of the impression. Because of the voice.
And who's the voice?
I'm gonna give you an offer you can't refuse.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's played by.
Oh, come on, man. Off the top of my head, I can't. Here, hold
on.
You don't know. Let me Google it.
You don't know the actor that did that in The Godfather?
No, hang on, man. I'm gonna find out in like 2 seconds.
Don't look it up. You can't look it up.
Marlon Brando.
You looked it up, but all right.
Of course I did.
You can't look it up, Rod. But yeah, all right. So yes, it's Marlon Brando. So
man, I mean, I'm not gonna look more stuff up or I'll find out the answer. So
don't look it up.
All right,
you gotta go honor system. We can't look anything up.
Well, that's just one of those things where it's like I know the name, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I need a refresher because I'm on the spot. But all right, so it's 70s. It's the same guy. Ah, geez. I'll probably, when you say the title, it'll probably ring a bell. But yeah, I don't know.
Do you want me to just tell you? Do you want one more?
Yeah. Tell me.
That is from the movie starring Martin Sheen and Marlon Brando. The movie is Apocalypse Now.
Oh, yeah. That's the one I really got to see.
So
one of the ones.
That's why you were so close, because it's Marlon Brando, and also Francis Ford Coppola directed the Godfather movies and directed Apocalypse Now.
You know what's funny? I have a big list of all the movies you told me that I should really see, and it's a huge problem that I haven't seen them. I probably should have just read that list, and then like inevitably it would have been. And then the ones that I know, like it's for sure not that, I could skip those and then just keep reading the list. Like I would have gotten it. Because I assumed it wasn't Apocalypse Now because we had just talked about that. And you were like, dude, you have to see Apocalypse Now. Which I know I do. I got to see. I mean, I watched Dr. Strangelove and I was like, why did it take me this long to see this movie? That's bad. I got to see. So I got to see Apocalypse Now. I got to see Citizen Kane. I got to see Deer Hunter. And then what was that other thing you really liked? The Three Dog Night or whatever? The free one. I got to see that. I'm not good at movies.
Three Dog Night. No, it's 3 Days of the Condor.
Yes, that one. Yeah.
Three Dog Night. What's that one movie about the CIA? Me and you and a dog named Boo. What's that song? What's that one? Three Dog Night.
I wish it was an act, folks, but it's really not. I'm really bad at this.
Actually, now I don't want you to watch any of these movies because this is fantastic entertainment. This is just fantastic. I don't want you to get more knowledgeable about movies, Ron. I just want you to keep asking stuff like this and then saying, was it Goodfellas? And that's fantastic.
Well, I'm one of those people too, where it's like, I'll remember all these random facts about something, but I'll forget the obvious part, like the name of the person. Like I'll be like, no, it's that in 1972 they had that altercation, and they'll be like, how do you know this? But you're blanking on Marlon Brando's name, and it's like, I know it's weird, but I'm that guy. I'm that guy who it's like, you have me write a thesis, I'll do it for you, but you give me a multiple choice thing, I might fuck it up. I've always been that guy, even in school. Like I was that guy.
Well, the other thing is like there's a context clue in the quote where I said, "Are you a soldier?"
I know.
Are you an assassin? No, I'm a soldier. You're neither. So the soldiers should have been like, what's a war movie?
Or a mafia movie. I mean, they use that verbiage. Yes. They say, soldier. So I was like, maybe that was something from Godfather that I didn't remember, or Godfather 2. which has been even longer since I've seen Godfather 2. So it's been a minute on both those. But I remember, I leave the gun, take the cannoli. I remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a classic. That could, yeah. All right. Well, Apocalypse Now. It's on my list. It's on my bucket list.
And Three Dog Night.
Three Dog Night, Apocalypse Now, and a really bad B horror movie on Netflix that I regret watching later. That's my list. That's my short list.
And of course, the one that won all the Academy Awards that same year, which was Don't Touch Daddy's Catnip.
Yeah. Oh, classic film, start to finish. It's like it's the falling down of its day. It's a classic.
Oh shit, this is fantastic. Now, okay.
And I need to see Citizen Kane. That's the other big one. I know Citizen Kane's like one of the best movies ever made. I just know that because you said it, and I just repeat it like I know something about that. But
oh god, this category is fantastic because no one's ever going to get a point ever. Like,
well, I have an easy one for you. I have a pretty easy one.
Ron,
yours is easy. So
what should I know? You should know this.
This line is just such a brilliant line in rock and roll music. And I have heard this song so many times, I couldn't even try to tell you, but I still need to actually read the lyric sheet for this because it's just so just poetic. But here it goes. In every gimmick, hungry yob, digging gold from rock and roll, grabs the mic to tell us he'll die before he's sold. But I believe in this, and it's been tested by research, that he who fucks nuns will later join the church. Who is that, Graham?
Wow.
It's powerful, isn't it? That's a beautiful line.
Is that Three Dog Night?
Yeah, dude, it's a deep cut too. Good job. That's like that's like, why did Daddy sell my catnip? That's the jam.
Which they always do as an encore now, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I love them live. They're just so great.
Oh yeah, they do it. They jam it out too. It's like a 20-minute thing. Like there's the intro. It's like, are they doing it? And it was like, yeah, they're doing it.
I mean, the only thing I could think of, those lines that are that vicious, is this Sex Pistols?
No, but you are close. That's very close. And this is a band I can give that's a hint. And Sex Pistols is close and a good guess.
The Clash.
It is the Clash.
I was gonna say either the Clash or Sex Pistols.
There you go. Those are the two you need. No, it's the Clash. I'm more of a Clash guy than a Pistols guy. I'm not a huge Sex Pistols fan, but this is the Clash. The song is Death or Glory, and it's it's off the London Calling album, which is an album that you really need to just absorb. It is such an era-defining album from start to finish. There is not one wasted moment on that entire album, from the first chords of London Calling to the brand new Cadillac, to Rudy Can't Fail, to All Lost in the Supermarket, to Death or Glory, which is my favorite Clash song and one of my favorite songs in the world. And yeah, that line in particular, it's I think it's just so poignant right now because it's like, I think the big theme of it is just like, no one's really a savior. And that was, I think that was kind of Joe Strummer's biggest message to all of us, to quote another great band, The Hold Steady, like, we are our only saviors. We're going to build something this summer. And I think now more than ever before, Henry Rollins has said this recently, so I got to credit him for saying it first, but he said now more than ever before, it's the time to do what Joe Strummer trained you for. So, and it's the only saint that I acknowledge, man, Saint Joe Strummer.
And thank you for giving me, you gave me an easy one because you know that I like the Clash and you know that I actually know that album, London Calling, not as deeply as you do, obviously, but yeah. That's a great album.
It's a fantastic album, man. And track 12 is one that is often overlooked, but a lot of Clash enthusiasts will tell you. I mean, Death or Glory. It's like that's an anthem, dude. That's an anthem.
It is. It is a fantastic anthem. Oh, wow. I guess. All right. I got to that sooner than you did, I guess.
Yeah,
Here's how we could do this category. Now, as we're sort of test running it for an actual game show, we could do something like multiple choice, or it starts out like it's worth 4 points or 5 points or something like that. And then each time you ask for a hint, you lose a point.
There you go. I like that. I like
Right?
that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as long as we make it, it's like, this is something that you should, like, it's not like you're going to be asking me about, movies that were festival only releases in
Right.
like, some random year. And it's not like I'm going to be bringing up like bands that I know you for sure have never heard of.
Right.
Which there are a lot of them, but
Yeah.
I'm not, these are going to be ones that it's like, yeah, you should probably know this one, or you definitely do.
Yeah, it's got to be like I pick Apocalypse Now because it was an Academy Award winner. It's in the AFI Top 100. It's one of the more definitive anti-Vietnam War movies of that era. And it was with Marlon Brando, who was maybe one of the greatest actors of that generation. And it's Francis Ford Coppola, who literally had just come off winning the Oscar for Godfather and Godfather 2, I believe, when he did Apocalypse Now. So he was already like one of the top directors in Hollywood. Martin Sheen, it's like the stories about it are the movie were epic. It took 2.5 years to finish. He went way over budget. And there's a documentary made about it called Hearts of Darkness, A Filmmaker's Apocalypse, which just shows you how insane the movie was. So it's a very big, I'm not going to pick some obscure movie that no one would ever know. But yeah, Apocalypse Now was, I mean, it was the movie that defined a generation in terms of anti-war. Dennis Hopper's in it. And it's nuts. I mean, a young Lawrence Fishburne's in it. It's got some of the most iconic music and scenes, and it's just it's insane.
It's like the Three Dog Night of London Callings. I mean, really, when you break it down, if you had to just sum it up, it's
Yeah, of course. Boy, that just summed it up. I was just rambling on with all these facts and statistics, but it is the Three Dog Night of London Callings.
Not a TV show either. Movie.
I love when you just go into panic mode. You just start saying anything. The Sopranos, Friends, Seinfeld.
That wasn't a real guest.
Jeopardy. Just
Jeopardy.
Oh,
Alex Trebek. Wait. Second guess. The SNL skit about Alex Trebek. That's my final answer. It's got to be that. Daryl Hammond.
Daryl Hammond. Oh God. Sean Connery in that.
And then it was Ferrell played Trebek, right? Will Ferrell was Trebek in that.
Yeah,
skit.
Will Ferrell played Trebek.
Yeah, and Hammond was Sean Connery, the reoccurring Sean Connery.
Yeah,
it was just so freaking funny.
It was always funny.
Sean Connery.
He played Sean Connery, and then Norm Macdonald would usually play, I think, Burt Reynolds.
Oh yeah.
And one time, one of the guest stars was David Duchovny, and he played Jeff Goldblum. It was brilliant.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. That, and I forget who played either one of these, but at one point they had someone playing Bjork, and it was hilarious because the person playing Bjork like had the buzzer and was like, "This buzzer is music," and was just going nuts with the buzzer. And then somebody was Tom Cruise. Like Tom Cruise was just, he was just like amazed and everything. Like he had the buzzer in his hand. He's like, I'm not doing it justice but yeah, that was some funny stuff, dude. That was some funny stuff.
That was great.
Yeah.
Daryl Hammond, Sean Connery was always like, "This buzzer, I'm Sean Connery," and he knows want to fight everybody. And
yeah,
fantastic. All right, Ron, how about another round of
let's do one more round. Yeah, let's do another round.
All right, Ron. A quote from another iconic movie, Ron Placone. I think we're going to need a bigger boat.
Oh, geez, I do know this. Oh man. Yeah, this is an easy one, and it's like as soon as you say it, I'm gonna be like, yes.
The
But
chat is exploding. Do not look
I
at the chat.
know.
You're not
Yeah,
allowed to
I
look
know. I know. I think we're give me a hint.
I can give you. I'll give you either the actor that said it or the director of the movie.
Give me a director. Actor
Steven
might not.
Spielberg.
God, of course it is. God damn it. That guy's everywhere. Wait, is that Indiana? Is that an Indiana Jones?
It's not an Indiana. He did direct the Indiana Jones movies, but it's not from that.
But it was that era, right? It was around that era.
Yes.
Jaws.
That's correct.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I knew it was one of those, like, there's a lot of adventure, but the good guys are okay. All right. Although a lot of people didn't make it in that. Spoiler if you haven't seen it.
Well, the boat line kind of gives it away that it's Jaws.
All right. I mean, I was happy I got it, but that's okay. You can mention that.
There's literally like 15 people typed Jaws the minute I read it in the chat. They just were like, Jaws, 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 Ron, Jaws, Jaws, Jaws. Everyone's like,
Moby Dick. That's my final answer. We should talk about, like, I mean, Moby Dick, obviously, but the movie I didn't think was all that great. Now we're going back. I mean, I was a kid when I watched it, but I didn't think the Moby Dick movie was. I mean, maybe I was too young to appreciate it. Maybe it was a great movie, and I was just too young. I don't know. But
which movie did you watch? The one that came out in like the 50s or 60s or whatever?
I don't know, man. I mean, I was a kid because I read it as a kid, and I really liked the book, and then I watched whatever movie was available. But I mean, I was in, like, I guess 5th grade or something. And I remember just not thinking much of the movie in comparison. Could just be growing up where you realize usually the book is a better experience than the movie. That's just commonly what happens. But I don't know. I mean, how many Moby Dick movies did they do? I mean,
that's a good question. I'm not sure. I think they did. I think there was one in like the 50s, and then I'm sure they've remade it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, books that they've done several times.
I vaguely remember it being in color, so yeah, I don't know how far back it went, but I just remember it wasn't. Yeah, it didn't really. I mean, it didn't hit me the way Jaws did the first time I saw Jaws, and I saw Jaws as a kid and really liked it.
Yeah,
I didn't think the movie held a candle to Jaws, but maybe it's because I read the book. I mean, I don't know.
Well, Jaws came out in the 70s. It was Spielberg's breakout movie. It was the movie that really, he had directed some TV and stuff like that. And it was the movie that really, and it has all these, they had this mechanical shark. It kept breaking down. Spielberg was this young director. People were like on the set, he doesn't know what he's doing. There's these long scenes of dialogue in the movie that end up being amazing between like Robert Shaw, Roy Schneider is the guy who said the line, and Richard Dreyfuss. They're all stuck on the boat because the shark was broken. So they were losing they had to cut all these scenes of fighting with the shark. And then there's a lot, and it ended up being a happy accident because that iconic, just seeing the fin and then bum, 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 bum. Spielberg started using more of that to build the tension because he had all these scenes of this big shark was going to jump out of the water and you'd see and it was always breaking down. So he had to use that to create the tension. And then there's this scene where the three of them are like sitting on the boat waiting, and Robert Shaw is fantastic in it. And there's a scene between him and Richard Dreyfuss where he's like, let me see your hands. And Richard Dreyfuss is this like nerdy young college scientist, you know, studying sharks. And he's like, let me see your hands. He's like, all right. And he looks at him and goes, you got shitty hands. You've been counting money your whole life. Like, it's just fantastic. But there's all these, so it created all this necessity for these other scenes and this tension that wasn't supposed to be there. And then it was a blockbuster. It was like a mega hit that nobody thought was going to be a hit. They thought it was going to be a bomb. They thought it was going to be some 70s like drive-in movie grindhouse, like schlocky, cheesy. And it was, it blew.
Yeah.
And so because of that, then he got, I think my orders correctly. Then after Jaws, then he got E.T., then maybe it was Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then E.T. I forget. But yeah, all those guys and then like he did that, and then George Lucas did Star Wars in 77, which was just a huge hit. And Francis Ford Coppola had already won all these Oscars because the first Godfather, I think, came out in 72, and then Godfather 2 came out, I think, in like 74. And then he did Apocalypse Now, which didn't come out.
Well, and then that actor was also in Apocalypse Now, the Marlon Brando.
Yes, Ron, correct. And he was the drummer in Three Dog Night.
That's right.
So
multi-talented guy.
He did a lot. I'm a drummer. I'm keeping time.
Lay off Daddy's catnip.
Your Marlon Brando sounds a little Russian. I'll be quite honest with you, Ron.
Well, I'm just, staying true to our employers.
Somebody also said, didn't he also do Poltergeist? You're right. Somewhere in there, Spielberg did. He had this crazy run. He did Jaws, E.T., Poltergeist, the Raiders of the Lost Ark movies. I mean, he was just they were all mega hits, like just insane. I
remember Jaws was a movie. Like I'd always watch Jaws on like family vacations, which is kind of interesting when you think about it, because like my family vacations would always be to the beach somewhere. So it's like we'd go to the beach and be like, all right, watch this thing about a killer shark. We're going to go in the ocean tomorrow. Lucy gets it.
Yeah. There's like a scene in there where like kids get mauled by this shark, and it's like, all right, go play in the water.
It's like, we get to swim tomorrow. You excited? You stoked? It never held me back. Like I never was like, oh, I don't want to go in now. Like, I was always, I loved the ocean as a kid, and I knew I didn't live near it. So whenever that vacation happened,
terrified me. I was afraid to go into the deep end of the pool. Like that movie was like horrifically terrifying for me. But these are all fantastic movies for anyone out there who hasn't seen them. Ron, let's ask me one more.
All right. So I got one more for you. This one is now this is a band you definitely know, but this is a deeper cut. But this is one of those tunes. It's one of those songs that will stay with you your entire life. What it means to you will evolve with time, but it's still one of those songs that is always a go-to, that is always something to lean on, and is always one of those things where life is a journey and you're always learning. And it is about, well, here we go. I'm just going to read some of the lines for you. The dawn was coming. I heard him ringing on my bell. He said, my name's the teacher. That's what I call myself. And I have a lesson that I must impart to you. It's an old expression, but I must insist it's true. So jump up and look around and find yourself some fun. No sense in sitting there hating everyone. No man's an island and the castle isn't home. The nest is for nothing when the bird has flown. What song is that, Graham? Who is that?
Is this a band or just like a singer-songwriter, like a one guy?
It's a band. And keep going if you want.
The Ramones.
No, it's not. Yeah. That's a good guess. I mean, that's it's a fair guess, but no. I mean, I'll tell you, it's not a punk band. It's not a punk band. It is the song you likely do not know, but the band you definitely know. And I'll tell you, so second verse, I took a journey, I threw my world into the sea. Now, a lot of people, when they hear that song, myself included, you think they're saying threw my work into the sea. That's usually about my work, but no, it's threw my world into the sea. With me went the teacher who found fun instead of me. Hey, ma'am, what's the plan? What was that you said? Suntan, drink in hand, lying there in bed. I try to socialize, but I can't seem to find what I was looking for. I got something on my mind. Because you're seeking, Graham. You're seeking the truth.
What? The Sopranos.
Yes. AJ sings it. It's AJ's tune. When he's failing out of school, that's what he sings.
It's AJ's too.
That's AJ's jam, man. AJ jams on that one. Meadow does backup. It's classic. Actually, you know what, Graham? Here's the best part. This band is featured several times in The Sopranos. Not like acting in it, but this band is referenced in The Sopranos. In fact, Tony Soprano references these guys directly in one of the episodes. And that's true. That's 100% true.
Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band?
No, although they do that, and Little Steven, of course, is in the show, but no, it is not Bruce Springsteen. It is, but you're close because it is a classic rock band, and it is it is one of the bands. I mean, they actually reference a lot of classic rock music in The Sopranos, so I know that doesn't like narrow it down a whole lot, but yeah, this band, they are a classic rock band, so you're definitely getting warmer. You're in the right era, although this actually goes a little tiny bit further back than Springsteen.
It's not the Rolling Stones, is it?
It is not the Rolling Stones. Not quite that main. Well, they're mainstream, but they're not quite that at that level. They're not quite Rolling Stones, but they're
not a mega band.
They're not like a mega band. No, I mean they're definitely a name but they're not Rolling Stones or Beatles or anything like that. It is a deeper cut, but the band you definitely know. I'd give you, if you want a hint, I'll give you.
Yeah. Give me a hint.
All right, so I'll tell you, they're not American. They're not an American band. So they're,
Well, so if you say they're not mega band, then I would then it, to me, rules out the Who.
That's not the Who. I mean, good. Yeah, I mean, the Who's not an American band. I mean,
right?
Getting warmer. But you're in the right vein. But so you're definitely in the you're in the right you're in the right genre. You're in the right era. You're knocking on the door.
The Bee Gees. They're not American.
The was coming out and ringing on my bell.
Yeah, say those with lyrics.
He said, "My name's a teacher. That's what I call myself. Ooh, I have a lesson. Must about to you." Yeah, no, not the Bee Gees. It'd be an entirely different song if it was a Bee Gees too.
Oh, it's a dance sound. I don't know. I hear dance song when I hear those lyrics. Don't you? You don't hear dance lyrics? Oh,
I wonder if anyone. I've got to look and see if anyone. Oh man, no one in the chat is on with mine. All right, well, that bums me out. Yeah, no one in the chat knows either.
Fantastic.
I mean, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh," when I say it, but oh wait, no, someone got it. Okay. Yeah, someone got it. Some really good guesses. Actually, a couple people got it. All right, I don't feel as bad now. Yeah, a couple people got it. And a couple of people had some really good guesses of stuff I want to like go listen to after we're done here. But yeah, a couple of people got it.
I mean, after listening to you sing, I want to listen to the Bee Gees. Oh God.
We've talked about them before. Well, I mean, it's one of the bands we've talked about. Actually, I'll give you here. This you'll definitely get it if I say that. It's one of those bands that I thought you might not know, but you did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like when you were pleasantly surprised that I really liked London Calling and the Clash.
No, I knew the Clash.
We've talked about them.
Yeah.
You were surprised when I knew them, so they're not as mainstreamy, but
they're not. Yeah, they're not the Stones or they're not the Who, but they're definitely in that caliber. I mean, they're definitely classic rock radio. You're gonna hear them. They're pretty well known. And this is a deeper cut, but it's a beautiful cut.
so it's not the Yardbirds, is it?
You're getting closer, but no, not the Yardbirds.
It's amazing that you remember us talking about this and I don't. Like that's like your vault of memory for music even extends to just a me liking an obscure band that you didn't think I would, and I still like I don't remember. I remember. Oh,
well, I picked these guys because it's like they are a big name, but a lot of people don't realize like how much there is to them. So I thought they'd be like a really fun choice for this.
The Yardbird. God damn it. I don't know. You said close when I said Yardbirds.
Yes. Yeah, you're very close. Like you're classic rock. All right, I'll give you want another hint?
Yeah.
Flute.
Huh?
They use a flute.
Oh, oh God. In the right thing with black curtains, right? Isn't that one of their songs?
No.
No,
but you know this band. You've said it to me before.
Sleep gently, sweet orb. Cause I love you. Oh, how I love you. Right? Isn't that one of their songs? No, they play a flute. Right? They come up with the flute. Who's that fucking band that does the flute? Oh, that's right. I know this now. Oh,
I mean, there's a couple, but they're like the main.
They're the main
like,
flute band
and rock and roll. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. It's that. It's on the tip of my tongue. This is driving me nuts now.
It's a dude's name, but it's actually a band.
Yeah, it's like not Leonard Skinner. It's like that. It's
yes. I think you know it. You're just blanking on the name at this point.
I'm just blanking on the name. I know them. I can picture them. I can picture their long, crazy outfits and the
dude. Yeah, Jethro Tull.
Jethro Tull. Ah,
yes, yeah. And I picked that. So the song I picked is a song called Teacher, which is some of their pre-Aqualung work. A lot of people don't realize that they actually had, I believe, 4 albums before Aqualung. And they're really great. I mean, Teacher is off the Benefit album, which is one of my favorite albums. And then they had This Was, which was basically a blues album that came out in 1968. And then their 1969 album was actually called Stand Up. It wasn't a stand-up album, but it was called Stand Up. And yeah, Benefit, really freaking cool album. And Teacher, one of my favorite tunes off that album, one of my favorite songs, period. And I think it's just like one of those life songs that I've loved that song since I was literally 9 years old. And it still has the same, just sort of youthful explorer, you're exploring the world and the world is so big and you're such a small part of it. And that's kind of beautiful. Yeah. So that's Jethro Tull.
Dude, I knew it. God, it was on the tip of my tongue. I was like in my mind. I knew it. I kept thinking Leonard Skinner, which is so close to like Jethro. I knew it was there. Oh,
so Leonard Skinner. It's funny. So Leonard Skinner was the name of their gym teacher, I think, and that's why they're called Leonard Skinner. It was like a gym teacher that they had, and Jethro Tull. Like, I still don't know why exactly that's their name, but Jethro Tull was this guy who invented the seed drill. Like there was a guy in history named Jethro Tull who invented the seed drill. And then for some reason, their band is Jethro Tull. And yeah, but I don't know exactly. I mean, I know that when they first started, according to them, they were not very good for a while. And according to them, they were so bad that they had to change their name to get rebooked. And one time when they finally had a decent gig, they had changed their name to Jethro Tull, and it stuck. And then the other big thing is Ian Anderson, the guy who sings and plays the flute and is the only original member at this point too. He didn't really have an instrument to play that was working for the band, and he was doing saxophone, and it just wasn't working. So he went to a pawn shop, pawned in a saxophone. The only thing he could get for it was a flute. And he didn't know what the hell he was doing, but he just figured it out. So he's never had a flute lesson. He's never it's all just self-taught. And he just...
What?
Yeah. I mean, and it just clicked. Like, he's this incredible flute player. And you can actually find videos on YouTube that I have shamelessly watched more than one time of classically trained flautists watching Jethro Tull videos, not knowing anything about the band, but just knowing this dude's really good at flute. And they'll watch Jethro Tull videos and they'll react in real time. And they'll just be like, how did he freaking do? I don't know how he did that. I don't know how he freaking did that. And they're just watching this stuff and they're like, this is incredible. And yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, they're a cool band. I mean, I've seen them. I've seen them about 5 times, and it's they're kind of just almost a cover band at this point because it's just Ian Anderson, and their guitar player now is my age, which is kind of ridiculous. Where it's like, dude, you weren't even born when most of these albums were made, and you're the guitar player now. I'm sure the guy's fantastic, but it's but.
Well,
anyway.
I hear that story and I go, you mean I could have just been in a rock band playing the flute this whole time if I just taught myself, picked up a flute and just blew into it until I made crazy sounds?
Right? I mean, the way he tells the story, he literally makes it sound like that. He's just like, yeah, for a while, I couldn't really make anything happen with it. But then eventually I was making sounds and they were in key with the rest of the band and the rest. I mean, my buddy used to say, it's like, how did he sell that? How was he just like, hey, I got an idea for our band. I'm going to play flute and sing. All right. Do you even play flute? No, not really. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to sing and I'll write the lyrics. And then, you guys kind of fill in the rest. Well, shit. I don't see how this won't be super successful. So we're in. It's interesting, man. I mean,
it's so crazy. And why do you have the flute? Oh, it's all they had at the pawn shop. Okay. Yeah. Everyone just was on board with it. All right. Yeah, go for it, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, can you imagine being you're a struggling local band, things aren't going well, you have to change your name every time you get a gig, and your singer walks in and you go, hey, good news, guys, that saxophone that wasn't connecting, it's gone. It's gone. And it's great, we're thrilled to hear that. Wait. The good news isn't up yet, guys. The good news isn't up yet. Then he holds up a flute and he's like, huh? Check it out. Check it out. And then it's you know what? We all voted. You're out of the band. That's actually what's going. We all decided you're not meant to do this.
How did that first rehearsal go where he shows up and goes, click, click, opens up, check it out, boys. The ticket, our problems are solved. And they're like, what are you doing? Where's the saxophone? What are you doing? We got to pay rent. You should have cashed in the sax. And no, I'm going to teach myself. Oh, way to go.
We're going to turn this up to 11 as soon as I empty out my spit valve. Let's get ready to rock and roll, folks. Let's get ready for it.
Everyone else in the band is like, we're going to have to change our name again.
What are we going to be called next? Like Flutie Magoo in the pawn shops. What are we gonna do? I don't know what. I don't know what we're gonna do next. This is getting embarrassing. But it works.
I saw Flutie Magoo in the pawn shops open up for Don't Take Daddy's Catnip, and it was actually a great show. I mean, I didn't think they'd met. It was a really good show.
You know what's crazy is, but it was an art conceptual show too, because they screened Three Dog Night on a big screen while the show was going on, like Flaming Lips style. It's nuts.
Well,
They
just
showed the whole
Marlon
movie.
Brando lyrics. That's all they
Marlon
did.
Brando. Well, he was playing drums, and he's like, was this from in between songs? He's like, is this from Godfather or the other thing? And then he'd do a thing. He'd say a
And
line.
they'd do some deep cut, and he'd do a quote from The Freshman, and they'd go, "Oh my God, who saw that coming?"
Right. Which is
you
also
know,
a song by the Verve Pipe.
is it? Oh,
The
she
Freshman,
was
yeah.
only freshman. That
Yeah.
one?
I can't be held responsible.
She was only freshman.
She fell in love in the first place. For the life of me.
She was only freshman.
It's a great song.
Someone's asking where the vegan guns are. They're right here, kids. Fear not. Well, this feels like a fantastic show, Ron.
This is a good, hey, we're going to do one of these every game show.
I love it because it's like, and then each one of us gets to nerd out on what the movie or song or the history of, like, that's the thing that's so great. We each get to nerd out on what it was and who was in it and what happened and how it was made.
I was listening to both songs before we went live, like right before we logged in. I was like listening to both. I'm like, yeah, dude.
I was watching a YouTube clip about this channel breaks down scenes from Apocalypse Now, and one of them is the scene where Harrison Ford, they're giving Martin Sheen the orders to go kill Colonel Kurtz, and the history behind it. Harrison Ford flew in there to do this part. He was like shooting he was shooting one of the Star Wars movies. And so he just and they were shooting this in the Philippines or something. So he just arrived. He was nervous because he didn't know his lines. So Coppola used it. So in the scene, he's really nervous telling Martin Sheen about this. And you see they changed the name. Marlon Brando's character's name, Colonel Kurtz, was originally called something else, like Colonel Waltenmeyer or something like that. And so you see a photo in one of the cuts too. They've got this like dossier of Marlon Brando's character, and the photos fall on the ground. And if you look really closely, you'll see on the photo of Marlon Brando his old character's name, because they had shot that photo of him in his military uniform before they had changed his character's name to Kurtz. There's all these great things in there, you know, because they were all, him and George Lucas and everybody were all buddies. So like Lucas was the name, and there's just a great, that scene is just broken down. It's like, I could talk about Apocalypse Now forever. It's just fantastic.
Well, I gotta watch it, man. Is there any truth to Harrison Ford was George Lucas's pot hookup? Is there any truth to that? Do you know?
I don't know if that was the case. I mean, the story goes, he used Harrison Ford in American Graffiti, and heard he was okay, but like he was like, Harrison Ford had kind of like quit acting. He was fed up with Hollywood, and he was like a construction. He was doing carpentry. This is one of the like, and I don't know how many of these are just like myths or ghost stories or whatever.
Well, I think he was definitely a carpenter. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's legit. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was definitely doing that.
And they were like auditioning for Star Wars, and Harrison Ford was like doing work there, and he was just like, I'll do this, and just did it, and was all cocky and like, you guys are idiots. And they were like, oh, you're Han Solo. That's one of the stories, but I don't know. There's probably a better version. Maybe there's Harrison Ford telling the actual story. Him being as popular, I don't know. I mean, they all kind of knew each other. That era, all these filmmakers, they all hung out together. They all went to film school. They all knew each other. So they all were kind of using the same, like if you watch, and somebody brought it up in the chat, if you watch The Conversation, which is a movie Francis Ford Coppola made between Godfather 1 and 2, I think. Definitely between the Godfather movies and Apocalypse Now. It's very slow. It wasn't a big blockbuster. It's a very subtle movie. Gene Hackman's in it. But you see some of the same actors, like some of the bit parts, like one of the guys on the boat in Apocalypse Now is one of the characters in The Conversation. And you see a lot of stuff like that. It's Apocalypse Now too. And so if you watch Apocalypse Now Redo, the director's cut, you see all the stuff that was cut out of there. It's just amazing, man. It's just, I could quote that movie all day, all night.
You gotta watch it, and you should revisit some London Calling. And the Benefit album pre-Aqualung. Not that Aqualung isn't great, and not that I think pretty much like 70, and in my opinion, 70 to 77 is like tall, like at their peak, like really? Basically, yeah. Because a lot of people. 73, 74 was like, but then 75, they came out with Minstrel in the Gallery, which I think is their most underrated album. That's a really, really good album that often goes underrepresented. And then after that, they did Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die, and then they Bows from the Wood. And then after that, I'm not as big on a lot of their studio stuff, but they had quite a run from Benefit to Songs from the Wood.
All right. I'll check that out.
So new segment, folks.
Apocalypse Now Redo, and Hearts of Darkness, a Filmmaker's Apocalypse. Those are the 3 Apocalypse Now movies you need to watch.
3 of all right.
There's the original, the director's cut, and then the documentary about the making of them.
All right, I'm starting with the original. Let me absorb the original first, and then I'll get the accessories, if you will.
Yes, watch the original, and then watch the documentary. And then watch Redo.
All right. Because there's probably some information in that documentary that's important when you hit the Redo.
Yes.
There's something that was left out for whatever reason, or there's something that was like maybe not done right, or maybe not done. Like, this is a prime example of that. The Clockwork Orange.
Mm-hmm.
The way they did that movie, which I liked that movie. It's a good movie. At least I think so. But that was not the story that Burgess wanted to tell. And that's not the way the book ended. And they changed the end. I think it was something like they changed the ending of the book in the US. Like the way the book, and I've read like the original, so like I've read the actual ending, like how he really wanted it to end, and the way they make that movie, that's not the story he was really trying to tell. And I think it's like he might hate the movie. I'm not sure, but he's always been very vocal. He's like, that's not my story. Like, that's not how it ended.
Yeah, that's I've definitely heard that, because Stanley Kubrick, who directed Clockwork Orange, he's always sort of done way more improvisational stuff on the set of like, and he adapts these books and then puts his own style and lets the actors help do that. Yeah, he does. It's Stanley Kubrick is known for that in all of his movies. So that doesn't surprise me.
Well, it really did change it. If you read the book and then you watch that movie, like, yeah, it was. As far as like what happens, it's not crazy different. But when you really think of from a theme standpoint, it was a significant alteration that really just changes what that story is all about. And when you talk to people who have maybe just seen the movie and not read the book, you realize how big, how kind of big the gap is. Where it's like, oh yeah, that's not really what Clockwork Orange was all about. Like, that's not really what they were trying to do.
Right.
But anyway.
Well, dude, I guess I'll just I'm gonna read some of these tips and probably get on out of here before you can duck out. Tell everybody how they can follow your stuff.
You can follow me at Ron Placone on Twitter and all social media, and of course youtube.com/Ron Placone. And yeah, I'll be streaming over on my channel with Get Your News On with Ron. I also stream on the Rockfin, so if you're on Rockfin, please follow me there. It's just Ron Placone. I'm Ron Placone on everything. I make it easy. And our game show will be back next week, where this is a new segment that we'll be doing, where we'll each be turning the other person onto a movie they need to see and a band they need to listen to or revisit. And yeah, see you then, Graham.
You got it, Ron. And remember, you should know this.
You should know this. All right, buddy.
All right, buddy. We'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Ron Placone, everybody, joining us. How fun was that? Wasn't that fun? Let me read. Let me go over to the Rockfin. Let me. Doc Terminus, Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for supporting the show over at rockford.com. Thanks, Graham. The Jackson and Dave Anthony interviews were excellent, but the game show is my favorite, even if Ron is too cheap to buy his cat salami. Yeah, maybe it's just he doesn't want to spend salami on his cat. I don't want to get into him. I don't want to get into it. That's hilarious. Yeah, the game show's fun. Wasn't that segment fun? If it's like we make each other laugh and we learn stuff, it's fun. Mara Maxwell, boom, and especially like I loved having Dave. I've known Dave for years. It was great having Justin Jackson on the show too, but it's intense stuff, man, and it's kind of like we talk about. It's like real lefty socialist progressives or whatever you want to call yourself. We're politically homeless, man, and it's like kind of dark times. So I mean, I'm gonna still talk about serious stuff and do segments and stuff, but man, I need a break from it. I need to like laugh and just. Like I can't just every day like, well, here's another horrible statistic that the ruling, I just got to laugh. So I'm glad you guys are having fun with it because we are. Mira Maxwell, what's up, Mira? You're making Gotham great again. Wondering if we could have a category of questions gone but not forgotten using epics like Christine O'Donnell, Joe the Plumber, Linda Tripp, Karl Rove rapping, Plaid shirt guy, etc. Also thinking a shave kit for Knuckles on your merch page would be great. This has been today an unsolicited advice. That's great. Thanks, Mira. I appreciate that. Those are some great suggestions. Thank you. Sandra Mayer. What's up, Sandra? I think it was Santorium dripping from Giuliani's face. That's hilarious. Mira Maxwell. I want to punch a millionaire. Boom, punch a millionaire. We'll make it billionaire. Edwin Dunning, music movies. Ooh, good category. Doc Terminus. Boom, 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 Doc. Ron expecting Graham to know this reminds me of dating in high school, asking girls if they like Black Label Society. Oh, this is so great. Watching Ron and I go, I don't know, and the chat blowing up is like my favorite part. Being on both sides of that is why I think this is so fun. Robin Durston. Thank you, Robin, for supporting our show over on Rockfin. Look at that old man. He looks like a great ape. Look at that fossil. Bum, 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 bum. What movie? What movie is that from? Can we submit questions? Oh, that's sure. Why not? There is video for her doing multiple needs. I'll pick up others. Terry Nunn link for her Star Wars audition first read. Oh, wow. I'm bummed I caught the last few minutes of this chat. Well, Matt S., Don't feel bad. You are a Rockfin Premium member. If you are a Rockfin Premium member, you go to rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. It's only $10 a month, or patreon.com/Graham Elwood. You get all this stuff in the archive. Like as soon as I end the show here, you can watch it on Rockfin Premium or patreon.com. So it's there for you to relive as though it's happening new. Ron and Graham's Geek Out Comedy Show. Yeah. Postcards from the Edge was her book. Yeah. That was Carrie Fisher's book. Matt S. I thought he was working as a on-set carpenter and Lucas had him read for other actors. I think that might be right, Matt S. Thank you so much for supporting the show. I think that's how Harrison Ford got the job. That's what I heard too. It was something like that. That sounds accurate to me. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Mark Rudolph. Boom. Could you please say in a subdued game show voice, the password is Daddy's Cat? Mark Rudolph, the password is Daddy's Catnip. Are we going into crypto because of Graham? I just want to eat more smoothies. And we are going, yes. Let's get a quick crypto update, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the big board and check the crypto prices, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin right now is at 58,398 according to crypto.com. Ethereum is just under 1,800. And the crypto.com coin is now at 22 cents. I got it about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, for 8 cents. If you stake it, you can stake as little as 5,000 coins. They pay you interest at crypto.com. I in the show notes, I think I have a crypto.com referral link. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, fantastic. Bitcoin has been bouncing around. It went up to 61,000 a little earlier. Now it's been bounced down to 56. It's 58. Baby boobity bobbity boo. Baby boo 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 boom 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 boo 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 bibbity bibbity bobbity bibbity bib boom boo 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 boom boom boom. Let's see. Cardano is currently trading at $1.24. The graph GRT is at $1.71. Dogecoin at almost just under 6 cents. There we go, kids. There we go. Kitty cat, 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 king, kitty cat, kitty, 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 kitty cat. Oh! Brian, shaving your knuckles for justice, Brian. Thank you for supporting the show on Rockford.com. The Rockford. The Rock. The password is Daddy's Catnip. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Political Vigilante Game Show. I'm your host, Graham Elwood. Remember, shave your knuckles for justice. Graham, do you play the Boomer Casino too? No, I do not play I tried to play the Boomer Casino years ago, and I didn't know what I was doing. I got worked. I didn't like it. I flew in the Always movie plane. Oh, wow. That's cool. With Richard Dreyfuss. Life is a gamble. Sam Bottoms, who played Lance in Apocalypse Now, is the only member of the boat crew who has passed away. Everyone else is in their 80s except for Fishburne. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Mr. Fantastic with Viggo Mortensen. That's a really good movie. I like Viggo Mortensen. He's great. Watch The Road. You want to see a dark movie? Ooh, watch The Road. It's based on a Cormac McCarthy book, which, you know, he doesn't write a lot of like happy, fun stories, but it's really intense. Who's my favorite comedian? Me. No, I don't know. That's I always get that. There's so many good comics out there. I don't know. It's hard to say. All right, let's pick a song and bang on out here. We've been a little over 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us at Graham Elwood's Political Vigilante Game Show with my co-host, Ron Placone. Next week's guest on the Political Vigilante Game Show will be Lee Cap at Eldor. Check it out. Thursdays at roughly 7 o'clock Pacific time. Tonight was started at 7:30. Next week might be a little earlier because Lee's on the East Coast. Oh. Revolt, burn it all. Good night. I don't know what that is. Sing something from Jethro Tull. You're right. You're right. Good call. Let's do that. All right, we'll do Aqualung. This is a long one. Sitting on a park bench, eyeing little girls. This is weird. Snot running down his nose. Oh my God, I had the worst cold yesterday, and it's like, hey guys, Gary Ann here singing some like song that my dad listens to or whatever. It's really weird. But like, it's some weird old guy yelling, so we're gonna read it. But like, hey, Aqualung. Oh my God, like, dying in the cold sun, watching as, what is this weird button here? There's like always some ad. I don't like it. Feeling like a dead dog, spitting out pieces of broken luck. I've never eaten duck. It seems weird. Like, I don't eat a lot of chicken, but it's like duck is so weird. Sun, streaking, cold, an old man wandering lonely, taking time the only way he knows. Leg hurting. Oh my God. I've been sitting, so you get like a weird leg cramp, and it's like then your toes tingle. It's weird. It's like somebody poured mouthwash on your feet or something. You know what I mean? It feels totally weird. Feeling alone. And I don't mind like feeling alone. I'm taking time for me. Like Ryan, like keeps calling, but I'm just like, we're on a break and I'm going to just be who I am and find who I am all about. So, you know, hey, Aqualung, my friend, don't you start away uneasy. You poor old sod. You see, it's only me. Please look. Oh my God, do you still remember December's like foggy freeze? Oh my God, the cold. It's like, oh. And I'm not shaming cold weather. If you live there, we're just like thoughts and sun, you guys. Like I totally like warm weather. It's the best. Deep sea diver sounds and the flowers bloom like madness in the spring. Sun streaking cold, an old man wandering lonely, taking time. Only way he knows. Leg hurting. Oh my God. It feels like I banged my knee and it's like I put ice on it, but it was like really bad and I didn't like having a banged knee. It's just like weird, you know what I mean? So I was trying to do like Pilates and it was like kind of hurt my knee, but I still work out, you guys. Like, you know, thoughts and workouts, you guys. Workout blessings. Aqualung, my friend, don't you start away uneasy. You poor old side, you see it's only me. Whoa, oh, oh. 26 bar instrumental break. Oh my God, that's so many bars. Like, and I don't really drink that much, and I'm not shaming if you do, but like you got to go easy. Like a pub crawl for 26 bars is like way too many, you guys. Like thoughts and moderations, you guys. Don't get too crazy. You know what I mean? Like one time I got crazy drunk. Oh my God, I got this weird butterfly tattoo and it plays. I'm not gonna tell you. Oh my God, that'd be so embarrassing. But I'm just gonna like moderation, you guys. Thoughts and moderations, and you know what I mean? Apple teenies like can get a little out of hand. They're still doing this music thing. Oh my God. Play music. Like my dad, like, oh my God, he's saying, he's like, oh, Derry, here, I love that song. He calls me Derry. It's weird, like I'm a milkshake or whatever. And he just plays this in the car, like, oh, this is my jam. And he's like, dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. And I'm like, Dad, can we just take my car? Oh my God. Aqualung, my friend, don't you start away uneasy. You poor old sod, you see, it's only me. Sitting on a park bench. Sitting on a... Oh, come on, just do it. Sitting on a park bench. Eyeing little girls with bad intent. Oh my God, it's about a song about some creepy guy. Oh my God, that's what my dad's been singing. Snot is running down his nose. Greasy fingers smearing shabby clothes. Get new clothes, you guys. Like, I'm not saying you got to get the most fancy clothes ever. Like, we're not like... Some people like wearing thrift clothes. We're not thrift clothes shaming, but like, you know, it's okay to like wash them and iron them a little bit. You know what I mean? Hey, Aqualung. What is an Aqualung? Is it like swim underwater or something? Like a scuba diver person or whatever? Like, is that what this song is about? I don't get it. This song is bizarre. Hey, Aqualung. Who keeps calling for this Aqualung? Like, is he having a hard time breathing? Like, let's get him oxygen. Aqualung. It's like a water tank or something. Like, is this like the old school way of saying like, I like scuba diving, which it's not really for me. I'm not shaming it. We're not shaming scuba diving. Like, however you want to explore yourself, that's totally cool. But it just seems weird to put this like thing on. I don't get it. So there you are, guys. Thoughts and prayers. Thank you, guys. Thoughts and aqua lungs. Have a great night. Oh my God, you're the best. You're amazing. Always tell yourself that.
It's time to switch to T-Mobile. Right now, pay zero cost when you do. Keep your number and keep your phone. We'll even pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
That's our show here. Aqua Boom, 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 boom. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody over in the rock fan. That is everybody. Thank you so much for supporting the show, ladies and gentlemen. Very much appreciated. I'm going to get a tattoo of Graham's face on my back like Roger Stone's Nixon tattoo. I can't encourage that. I cannot condone that, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot condone that. Roger Stone's Nixon tattoo. Oh, God. We live in a totally normal country. America's totally normal. Totally number. Kate Show. Kate, thank you so much. It's been great show. Gab, Buddy Nights. I'm not sure if I'm going live tomorrow. Lee and I are going to do, I think we're going to do Government Secrets Monday. And of course, Monday nights, as Kate just put up in the chat that I posted on screen, we do the Graham's Late Night Crypto Lounge, which is for Rockfin Premium members. It's $10 a month. You're supporting a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. You get all of my premium content. Ron's, everyone on Rockfin, you get all of our premium content for only $10 a month. Great way to support the show. It's the future. They pay me in crypto. The tips are great. Everything. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Graham, tramp stamp for the bottom feeders. Graham Live, the show sponsored by T-Mobile. I know, whatever. Game show tomorrow. Or no, next Thursday. Next Thursday game. So Monday, Government Secrets and Graham's Late Night Crypto Lounge. And then usually we do live Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere in there. We'll get a couple of live streams. Usually have guests on. We might be getting Whitney Webb back on the show. We're trying to figure out, she's been kind of busy, so we're figuring out a schedule thing. And then, of course, the Political Vigilante Game Show Thursday nights, roughly 7 o'clock. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Yes, Lee Camp and Eleanor Goldfield will be on the Political Vigilante Game Show next week. Thank you, everybody. And thank you to our moderator, Kate. Everybody in the chat had so much fun. Thank you to Ron Placone. Follow the money, connect the dots. That's where you get the truth. That's where you make Gotham great again, ladies and gentlemen. Shave your knuckles for justice. You're all political vigilantes. So long, everybody.